All right, whenever you're ready.
Hello, my name is Patricia Hawkins. I just really appreciate all of the support that I've received from the media, the community. SOCM has just come in and just organized, and now we have a voice, and I think it's just great. And I think I'm not only just standing for myself, but I'm standing for my peers who work with the fear of losing their job simply because they don't dance to someone's tune. I think we ought to be judged by the job that we do, our qualification, our certification, and we should be allowed to voice opposition if we are not in agreement with something. And I've simply done that, not for my own personal professional growth, but because I feel it's the right thing to do. I feel like if we unite and work together, then we're going to create opportunity for our students. And that's what we're here, and that's why we're fighting and trying to get recognition for a lot of the things that are not going right, is because our kids deserve this. They deserve every chance to get the best education they could possibly get. The skills, the foundation that they're establishing now, they can always build on, and that's my goal, that's my desire, that I can bring about changes, that we can unite, and we can look at our curriculum and make sure we are giving our students what they need to become successful community leaders. Okay. I'm mostly concerned about the unfair treatment of minority, not just teachers, but students as well. I think that we're not abiding by the policy. We have handbooks and student handbooks, faculty handbooks, but we're not abiding by them. I think the administration needs to be more aware. Our leaders need to know and understand the policy and make sure that they are implemented and properly followed. That way we can be consistent and disciplined if it's necessary. I unlawfully lost my job. I've always done a great job. I've been in education for 43 years. I've been working ever since I was 12. I've never, I never lost a job because I'm committed to being the best that I can be. And it bothers me that the system just can come in and say, you're fired. But I think it has probably brought us together as a community. As I think back to 1963, when those innocent girls lost their life in Birmingham with the church bombing, Ku Klux Klan put a bomb under the steps, those innocent kids lost their life. But you know what? Something good came from it. 1964, the Civil Rights Act was passed, and that clearly states that we're not judged by the color of our skin, and we're not discriminated because of the color of our skin. And I think something good came from that, as I hope something good will come from this. And the community has come together, and we have a voice now. It's not just my voice. And I've been speaking in opposition ever since 2009. That was the first time that I went before the board and say we have some problems and we need to address. Nothing was done about it. And the next year I was transferred to another school. The Office of Civil Rights, EEOC, all proved that I was discriminated against and retaliated against. In summary judgment in August, Judge Haynes ruled that there was reason to believe that I had been discriminated against and retaliated because the principal at the school did not recommend me transfer, and Mr. Hickman transferred me, and he said that that was an indication of retaliation. And Mr. Hickman said during deposition that he was sending me to Highland Park from Joseph Brown because it was a black principal there, and he thought that I would work better under a black principal. Judge Haynes, in summary judgment, ruled that there was reason to believe that that was discrimination and requested that we mediate. We did not mediate. The board is not willing, and I say the board, the school board lawyer representing the board has never agreed to mediation. And I think the taxpayer needs to know also that money is going for frivolous lawsuits that can be avoided and prevented if the school board lawyer would only do just right. I think professionally he's growing and he's gaining money, and his income is benefiting from all of these lawsuits. Under Ms. Dobbin leadership and Mr. Bonner, we were able through the NAACP to file about 10 complaints with OCR, and Office of Civil Rights sent these complaints to EEOC. EEOC ruled and settled 5 out-of-court lawsuits, and I'm sure the community is probably not aware of that. And it's probably been 7 or more within the last 5 years settled out of court. And I think it could be avoided if we just do what's right. Thank you. See you, because you're saying to me we're united, and we're just merely saying we want partnership. We want to be a part of the decisions that are being made, and we want to work with you to make sure that these policies and rules are being implemented, and perhaps every child has an opportunity, every staff member has an opportunity to speak without fear of losing a job. I lost my job simply because I was in opposition to so much that was so wrong. In 2009, Dr. Cornelius was my supervisor, and I've been in education for 43 years. He's a black man. He was a super leader. He was demoted unlawfully. I could not stand it. I couldn't take it any longer because I had witnessed students who was treated unfairly. And we were told, staff members, to stay out of it, that we were not allowed to speak to the media, so we had to take it. The situation where the little boy was locked in a closet, had to stay for long periods of time. Grandmother came to the school, filed a lawsuit against the school. False statements were given. We knew they were false. We couldn't say anything. In fact, one day a little boy was being placed in the closet and he refused to go in. When the teacher pushed him in, he simply ran to the door, slammed it, caught her finger in it, and she had to go to the hospital. That room had no carpet, no chairs, and the kids was placed in there, and we were told not to say anything. I didn't say anything. My daughter played basketball at Spring Hill High School. We had an accident because at that time I was still commuting from Alabama, and we were coming back involved in an accident. The rule clearly states that if a student is absent for how many days, they're given an opportunity to make that work up. My daughter was given the test that she missed 2 tests the very same day she got back to school in violation of the policy. So what I'm saying to you is we need to say to them as a community, if we got policies, let's make sure that they are fairly implemented. No sense in having policy if you're not going to use it. And that's one of the biggest problems in the school system. We're not consistent. Parents are complaining when they come to the school because some students are punished more severely than other students. And students are aware of this. Administrators are allowing situations to get out of hand because they are afraid to go and say or write up a referral because it's going to give the implication that they're not doing their job. So if they're not doing their job, that's an indication that they can lose their job. So they're not punishing the students when they need to be punished, resulting in the student realizing that they're not going to punish me, so I can do this. And the situation get out of hand as the situation is at Cox Middle School. Situation out of hand. If you can't control students, you can't manage students, you can't teach students. And that's the problem that we have. I've gone to the administrators. I've requested a meeting from the central office staff. And what I indicated to them is that we're sending too many students to the middle schools who are non-readers. We have certified, qualified teachers here who are not doing their job. Title I funds are federal funds that is to bridge the gap between the low achievers. I was given the job of teaching 3 of the lowest students in 3rd grade. I'm not certified, I'm not qualified. Our policy clearly states that the most needed students need the most qualified certified. I was not that person, but I was given that responsibility, denied me an opportunity to do my counseling job, and I was fired for not spending enough time with the students. A conspiracy. They knew from the beginning of the year that it was my time to go. They were tired of my mouth. They were not going to work with me to come up with a resolution. I've been in education long enough that I can sit down with you, we can work together, and we can bring about some positive change. So what you're saying to me today is that you're in favor or you're in agreement with, let's make some changes. Let our voices be heard. We're doing this for our children. If we fail to educate our kids in pre-K, kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade, if we don't give them the foundation that they need, when we send them to the middle school, to the high school, they're going to drop out. They're going to be in gangs, breaking in your house, my house, because we haven't given them the skills that they need to become productive citizens. So I'm saying what I've said to them. Let's get the resources, let's get materials in here and work with these students. We have 4 tied-up people in our schools, and they do very little day to day working with the kids. The special teacher, including myself, support staff, do more work with the underachieving, low achieving students than the qualified, certified, title teachers.